Good morning, boys and girls of grade 9. Good morning to all the faculty members, the teachers of grade 9, the supervisors, coordinators, and dear parents. It's indeed a pleasure to inaugurate the annual exhibition pertaining to personal projects done by students of grade 9. Indeed, a lot of thinking, challenge, and research has gone into your projects, boys and girls, and that is highly commendable as you are marching upwards towards IGCSE boards in grade 10, and you've just completed your SM paid and onward to IB. So actually you've reached the base camp before you reach the summit of IBDP, IBCP, and move on to universities. So this exhibition plays a very important part in the process of your thinking, your analytical skills. In grade 10, you'll be doing IB MYP designed program of personal project, and all these exhibits which you're putting up now are stepping stones where you'll get a certificate from IB for your personal project. It's a very important milestone in your academic career. The key focus of having this activity is to instill a love of learning in each student, in making each one of you a lifelong learner, involving you in activities beyond the four walls of a classroom. As you deal with issues which are related to the world, current issues, and so many other personal issues which you think should be addressed. And that is what we call holistic education. Through these projects which you have put up, you learn from your research, your actions, you test your capacity, your intellectual capacity to go beyond, ability to investigate, ability to be inquisitive, curious, and be creative. Your exhibits include something called STEAM: science, technology, engineering, arts, maths, and involving a commitment towards technology and artificial intelligence. You're also developing new skills towards learning through your exhibits. Indeed, there are so many plus points. I take this opportunity to congratulate and say thank you to your teachers who are the moving force, who motivate you, who inspire you and guide you. And in these pandemic times, the role of parents has also become very vital. As you're doing research and work on your projects from home, parental guidance also comes in. So The African proverb, it takes a village to educate a child, has come to be so true for us. All are involved to draw out the best from you, to show you the direction. But you have to do the walking. That's what education is. And going through your projects which I have received, I'm completely impressed. Well done, boys and girls. Keep it up. You have lived up to the school motto, virtue et labor. I'm overwhelmed to see the different projects you all have taken up related to global issues, local issues, and the research which you've done, how you analyzed your topics, and the skills which you have developed, leadership skills, speaking skills, art and craft skills, and even teamwork. Yes, it's phenomenal. Boys and girls, you indeed deserve a pat on the back. And in these pandemic times, doing these tasks, it's indeed, I can say, a Herculean task, a challenge. And that's what makes life wonderful. I should say, boys and girls, you have been involved in raising the bar of excellence. You're raising it higher. And thank you, teachers. Thank you, teachers, for building the self-esteem and confidence of our students, drawing out their hidden talents, teaching the values of perseverance. So all the teachers, your dedicated teachers, professionals, I thank them all. Hats off to all of them and your parents. And of course, to you. With these words, I wish you all the best for your exhibition. Keep thinking, keep planning, keep smiling. As you face challenges, there should be joy and effort. Congratulations.
Good morning, respected supervisors, teachers, and my dear friends. My name is Aditya, and I will be talking about a very unpopular and dangerous issue. Finding a topic for the exhibition was not easy. I wanted to use something unique and unpopular. Topics like water pollution, climate change were very popular, and much of the audience is aware of these issues. So, with the help of Sir Shivendra, I found two topics: heavy metal pollution and the effects of cigarette butts on the environment. This got me thinking about which one I encountered more in my personal life, and the answer was the effect of cigarette butts on the environment. With no idea about this topic, I began my research. Before I started, I thought of a few critical questions that would help my research. They were: what is a cigarette butt? How does a cigarette butt affect the marine life? Why is this issue so unpopular? How are cigarette butts such a huge problem? What is the main issue for this problem, and how can an everyday man help reduce the intensity of this problem? With these critical questions in mind, I began my research and found the intensity of this issue. Cigarette butts are the most littered item in the world, with over 4 trillion littered every year. Every one of us has seen these lying next to parks, sidewalks, playgrounds, etc., but nobody ever thinks it's dangerous. But the reality is that cigarette butts are made out of plastic and contain many microtoxins that take years to decompose. They have a huge impact on the soil, marine life, and forests. One cigarette butt is with tobacco and other toxins are enough to kill plenty of fish. Animals and small babies are also at harm as they might ingest them by mistake, and this can lead to fatality. Cigarette butts even affect the rate at which plants grow. According to research, 90% of man made forest fires are due to littered cigarette butts. After all my research was completed, I decided to make a plan and then execute it, which is shown on the screen right now. For my product, I decided to make a video to raise awareness about this issue, as more than 8 out of 10 people don't know about this issue. People consider these buds to be organic and hence don't dispose them properly. Creating an animated video will make it entertaining and informative. As you can see in the above images, a scientist character is used to explain the problem and solution to make the video more interactive and entertaining. Appropriate music and information was used. This project helped me gain a lot of information and helped me progress as an IB learner. It helped develop my communicator, risk taker, thinker, inquirer, and knowledgeable skills. Thank you, and thank you Miss Nini, Sir Shivendra, and Miss Lisa for helping me out with this project.
Hello everyone, I'm Adonis Barwa from grade 9A. Today, I would like to talk about my exhibition topic, importance of video editing. What is editing and why is it important? Essentially, editing is about gathering footage and molding it into a story. And the reason it's important is that it usually makes it more entertaining for the audiences, as it allows them to watch the video with better narration from the editors. Now let's go with the three main factors about editing, which are reviewing all footage and audio, making or breaking a video, and creative decisions. Let's start with reviewing all footage and audio. The video editing process lets you review everything that has to be edited in a slow manner, so you don't have to deal with how fast-paced the video is. You can take your time with it so you can formulate a way to put it all together. Now let's move on to make or break a video. When starting to edit a video, you can make or break sections you have to edit so you can be more organized to make a cohesive story. This is also a way you can start making big decisions like coloring, visual effects, transitions, and more. Creative decisions. This is a stage where you can realize what kind of changes you have made to your video, whether it's better than the raw footage you started with. This will be the process where you decide the pacing of the video and how all shots work together to create a unified whole. Now let's talk about the key factors of editing, which are flow, pace, and timing. Basically, let's start with flow. Flow is recognizing and finding the ideal visual rhythm for a sequence of shots and editing it so that it will flow smoothly from scene to scene. Next, let's talk about pace. Setting the pace of an edit is important to the storytelling aspect and setting up the general stylistic feel of a video. This rhythm is created by a series of beats and cannot be determined by one or two consecutive cuts alone. And finally, we have timing. Timing will help keep things well synced and will allow audiences to expect things later, for example, a cliffhanger. Now I would like to explain shots that implement factors of video editing. This first shot shows a person holding a picture frame of himself making a face. Then we see he aligns the background and himself, then we see himself go through the picture frame. Then he transitions to another person who's doing the same thing as him. These shots show how timing is important to keep a flow consistent. An example of this is when the picture frame changes from empty to filled. The pace is also an important part as it keeps the fun and goofy theme relevant to the emotion. So in conclusion, video editing is important because it is the key to blending images and sounds to make us feel more relatable and sometimes connected in some sort of way in the videos we watch. I would like to thank our respected principal, Ms. Nini, and my mentor, Ms. ANEMIC. Thank you all for listening. Here are the citations.
Good morning, dear principal, supervisor, coordinator, and my dear friends. My name is Arko Sanigri, and my topic today is mental health during a pandemic. My SOI is, what is mental illness? How does it affect you during a pandemic and how to cope with it? What is mental health? Mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. What is a pandemic? Pandemic is defined as an epidemic occurring worldwide or over a wide area crossing international boundaries, and usually affecting a large number of people. The classical definition includes nothing about population immunity, virology, or disease severity. By this definition, pandemics can be said to occur annually in each of the temperate southern and northern hemispheres. Given that seasonal epidemics cross international boundaries and affect a large number of people, however, seasonal epidemics are not considered pandemics. Mental issues you can face during a pandemic as a student: burnout and sedentism. Life was stressful before the pandemic, but new challenges have contributed an additional toll. Virtual homeschooling, staying safe, financial hardship, teleworking, keeping up with new information, and coping with sickness and death can make life feel like a never ending game of whack a mole. Isolation, which can lead to loneliness, has hit people of all ages. Many children and adolescents have been missing out on opportunities important for social development. Sadness and depression. You may feel an intense sadness for not being able to cope with life or studies. The pressure is getting to you. Any sort of pressure feels too much. You start having thoughts. Fear or parental pressure makes you panic. You feel like you're depressed and there's nothing good in your life. Anger issues. Anger issues may come out as an impact of anxiety or stress, especially for students or family breadwinners. This may lead to you making bad decisions. Ways to cope. Take breaks from watching, reading, or listening to news stories, including those on social media. It's good to be informed, but hearing about pandemic constantly can be upsetting. Consider limiting news to a couple times a day and disconnecting from phone, TV, and computer screens for a while. Take care of your body. Take deep breaths, stretch, or meditate. Try to eat healthy, well balanced meals. Exercise regularly. Get plenty of sleep. Avoid excessive alcohol, tobacco, and substance use. Continue with routine preventative measures, such as vaccinations, cancer screenings, etc., as recommended by your healthcare provider. Make time to unwind. Try to do some other activities you enjoy. Connect with others. Talk with people you trust about your concerns and how you are feeling. Connect with your community or faith based organizations. While social distancing measures are in place, try connecting online through social media or by phone or mail. Thank you for reaching the end of my presentation. I hope you have a good day forth.
What is unemployment? Unemployment is when a person who is a part of the labor force is searching for a job. When many of such cases are found, the lack of jobs measured is the unemployment rate, which increases during many different types of economic crises, such as the Great Depression, wars, lockdowns, etc. Types of unemployment: cyclical, seasonal, frictional, educated, technical, structural, and disguised are all different types of unemployment. Cyclical unemployment occurs when there are cyclical fluctuations in the economy. They can be generated by international forces. A business cycle has upswing and downswing. Downswing causes widespread unemployment. Seasonal unemployment occurs when there are fluctuations in demand. Ice-related jobs, such as ice cream sellers, have a high demand in summers whereas unemployment during winters. The same goes for warm clothing factories, jackets, sweaters, etc., which only employ during winters and not summers. Frictional unemployment occurs when there is a lack of adjustment between demand for and supply of labor. This can be because of many reasons, such as lack of knowledge of the employers about the availability of workers or the type of workers available in a certain place. Uneducated unemployment is when an illiterate person is unable to find a job. Opposed to this, educated unemployment is when an educated person does not get a job. Technical unemployment, also known as technological unemployment, occurs when the technological advancements take over jobs, which earlier used to belong to employed workers. Structural unemployment occurs due to many reasons. It can be because of changes in the economic structure or lack of cooperant factors of production. The word structural itself implies that the economic changes are massive, which transform the economic structure of either the labor supply distribution or production functions. Disguised unemployment is a feature mostly found in underdeveloped countries. This type of an unemployment is involuntary because people are prepared to find work but unable to do so because of the lack of complementary factors. Solutions to the problem: education and training, effective agricultural policies, private sector involvement, public works programs, employment subsidies, promoting self employment and internship.
Hello everyone, my name is Biansi Alena Widya Putri from 9A. Today, I will be sharing my exhibition journey with the theme of the lack of self-expression for Muslim women, or more specifically highlighting the hijab and face veil ban politically and socially. In this presentation, I will be sharing the process of how I made my final product and solution. A spoken word film highlighting this topic written in the point of view of a Muslim woman living in a country where the hijab is banned. First, I will be brainstorming the topic. Next, I will be asking myself critical questions. Afterwards, I will be investigating and starting the process of creation. And finally, I will be presenting my product. First up, brainstorming the topic. When we open the news right now, the words that immediately pop up on our screen and highlighted in the headlines of the newspaper are very much related to the presence of confinement and the lack of self expression, especially for many women. The continual repeating of the words hijab ban, oppressed, illegal, religious expression does make it seem that many citizens, again, especially women, have been stripped from their basic rights of expression, considering that the hijab plays such a significant role in the lives of Muslim women, presenting their identity and symbolizing their devotion to the Almighty. In my head, a number of critical questions popped up, all displaying the lack of self expression for Muslim women. These included: what was the main cause of the passing of the laws regarding the hijab, niqab, or burqa ban? Was the history of the laïcité principle, or also known as the secularism principle, a factor of the passing of the hijab ban law? What are the responses of Muslim majority countries and their leaders? Were demonstrations present in support of this? What were other media or methods people, especially minors, used to raise awareness of this topic? Though some countries that ban the burqa have a Muslim majority population, why did they choose to ban a significant symbol of the Islam religion? What is the significance of the hijab in the Islam religion? And are other religions also not allowed to showcase and express religious symbols in public? And finally, the main question I pondered upon was, what could have been a better solution aside from banning a significant symbol, the hijab, niqab, and burqa? This question was the main reason I pondered upon leading up to the creation of my product. Since many citizens have not been educated on the following topic, I wanted to create a product that was functional and informative, speaking in the point of view of a fellow citizen with the hope for a better understanding. In conclusion, I created my product with the aim to spread awareness and educate other people. Before I created my product, I browsed and searched the internet using both primary and secondary sources in my research process, seen through the screenshots presented later on. Here, I found many products similar to my goal, as well as research on how to effectively present a topic in a figurative way. The skills I had to obtain included figurative speech, research skills, expression of main idea and cause, creative thinking skills, and of course, communication skills. And after researching as well as investigating, this is an extract of my final product. The spoken word with the title of My Veil, the point of view of a strong woman. And finally, thank you for your attention.
Good morning, respected Principal Sir, teachers, supervisors, and my dear friends. My name is Brian Liu from grade 9A, and my subject is computer science. My topic is QR code for car fetching awareness. This is very useful, especially for our school. And what I'm going to show you next is our school and how it is very, very beneficial for our school. Well, this is our school canteen, and this is our parking area. Every car will have their own QR code. This is 2 cameras, which is the 2 scanners, and when the car enters, the camera, the scanner, will scan the QR code from the car, and the car will enter, while the system gets transmitted to a screen inside the canteen. And that screen will show that the car has entered, like the plate number, blah blah blah, has arrived at blah 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 blah, school name, at during that time. And the student will see and know that his or her car has came and go out and get fetched. Well, this helps social distancing because people won't gather over here. So the car goes out and the second QR code will get scanned, and this scanner transmits the data and puts the data of the car off the list, and so the car can just go on. So this is helpful for awareness, security, and convenience. Now, I will show you the codes. Well, there's something called text file. And text file is really important because if only I use list for codes, it won't fully work. And I call it, and later if you see in the codes, you'll see P number. Well, this is my product. This is camera 1, this is camera 2, and this is the screen that is shown in the canteen that will show that the car has arrived or left. So for example, the car has been scanned. The QR code from the car has been scanned. And for example, the plate number is B77J. B77J has arrived on the time right now that I am in. And if another vehicle came in and gets scanned, for example J886K, on the next list J886K will be shown. And for example, in total 5 cars came in. 5 cars came in. So there will be 5 cars that will be on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And this is when the vehicle gets scanned by the camera 2, which is deleting the data from the list. So for example, first car, B77J. B77J just left, so it will get off from the list. It's no more from the list. There are 4 cars only. So for example, everyone left. No data. All of them left. For example, no one here, but then some other car just gets in with no QR code. Let's say this car is not found because he's not in the list or it's not getting scanned yet. Now here's the codes. Here's the next one, and here's the codes for the school. Well, that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video.
Hello, my name is Dia Nicolawani and I am a student from class 9A. The global issue I've selected is anemia among teenagers as a result of poor food choices. My global context is identities and relationships. My statement of inquiry is health as a function of interactions between individuals and societies. The target audience I've selected is GMIS teenagers, and the subject category this topic falls into is biology. The critical questions on the screen is necessary to analyze the issue and find out what exactly is needed to find a successful solution. The reason as to why I've chosen this topic as my global issue is because this is a serious matter. Children tend to miss out on meals and not eat the right food, which can then result into conditions like anemia. However, the main reason as to why I decided to go with anemia is because I personally am anemic. When it came to searching for a solution, I had many ideas in mind. They include making a video, a journal, an app, or a booklet. However, in the end, I chose to make a booklet based on a diet plan specifically for anemic teenagers. To make the workload easier, I divided what I intended to do into 6 steps in which I will carry out to make my product. Step 1. I'd use the poll feature on Instagram to find out which of my teenage peers are anemic. Step 2. I had made a survey on Google Forms in which I sent to these anemic peers from step 1. Step 3. I visited websites, blogs, and YouTube videos and pasted all the information I could find in a Word document by writing them in my own words. Step 4. I made the final product on Canva, in which I made the cover page and the pages of the meals and their receipts. Step 5, I had contacted my aunt, who is a professional doctor, and showed her my product. I had asked her to give me her advice on it. Step 6, after doing all of this, my product has finally been completed, and so I had sent it to my target audience to test the success of my product. I received positive responses on it, overall letting me know that my product was indeed successful. Now I will be showing my final product. This is my final product. In my product, I've included foods from different countries that makes use of iron-rich ingredients and is simple to cook. I've also mentioned the sites I refer to and whether the meal is vegan or not. This brings me to the end of my exhibition presentation. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Frances Chayana and I'll be presenting my grade 9 annual exhibition. My project is called Book Heroes, and I've been guided by my mentor, Miss ANEMIC, my class teacher, Miss Nini Edison, and my parents. Global warming is a big issue today, and deforestation is actually one of its largest causes. As you may know, Go Green is one of the most popular ways to stop it, and this is what recycling 1 ton of paper can save. For this project, we'll be focusing on reuse. My project is to create a platform in the form of an application to help trading books to reuse the paper used in them. Everyone can be a hero and save the world from deforestation simply by reusing the used books. This is the application I'm making. It helps the buyer and seller communicate so they can trade their books. Donation is also considered in here. And here are some of the benefits of being a seller and a buyer. They can save the environment and work in a trusted community. And they also have fast and easy transaction. And this is what the admin does. As every other app, this has an admin, and here will be the QR code to access the app. I'll be having a trial. Okay, so I'm scanning that. I'll be opening it here. Here's the app on screen. I'll be connecting this so you can see more easily. Wait a bit. Yeah. So these are a list of school books. Yeah, there we go. But for now, I'll be buying The Big Four by Agatha Christie. It seems to be in a very good condition at over 90%, and it's at two stock quantity at the moment. That doesn't seem to be a problem since I'll be buying one. And I'll enter F for convenience. Don't do that. This is for just an example. This copy paste email 888, and these results are according to it not being donated. And okay, I'll buy this. As you can see, the stock quantity is now at 1. So that's it, everyone. Thank you. Let's save the planets and reuse books.
My name is Grace from Class 9A. Today, I will be discussing on the global issue of self-perception. So some of you might be wondering, what is this thing called self-perception? Generally, self-perception embodies the answer to the question, who am I? So what is the problem that's trying to be discussed? Well, let me tell you. When opportunities present itself and you see yourself as small, you're going to be blinded to this opportunity. Let me put out a question for you to think about. How much of who we are is a result of our own creation, and how much is dependent on what others think of me? I have decided to take up the grade 9 students of GMIS to be my target audience. And the reason for this is after doing research on this topic, it was mentioned that an individual's self-perception starts developing at the age of 11, as children develop socially and gain some sense of independence. However, by the age of 13 to 15, individuals start developing negative thoughts on their self-perception, and it's said to be influenced by interactions. While interactions with individuals and groups are important, we must also consider the influences it has on our self-perception. The influences of our social, family lives, and culture and media all play a massive role in shaping who we think we are and how we feel about ourselves. Now, studies have shown a strong link between an individual's self-perception and their performance. A student's self-perception influences academic performance, example, the effort required to learn something new, complete tasks, and so on. As an individual who has been to this very same problem, I was unable to express or understand the negative feelings I was experiencing. I started spending more time alone, withdrawing all bonds. However, I found myself coping with this problem by listening to songs and being comforted through the lyrics, rhythm, and the tune. I believed it helped me sort through my emotions, gain perspective, and let go of all the worries. Therefore, as an individual who has a strong interest in the subject music and has studied it since a young age, I can use this as an opportunity to put my subject knowledge to use and compose a song as a way of music therapy. I'll use the tips and techniques learned in school, such as vocal techniques and knowledge on chords for various instruments, to present the song in a pleasant manner. While writing the song, I kept in mind how serious this issue is and how it relates to mental health. So going forward with a slow and emotional tone may be a good option because it also meets the needs of the target audience. Now, I will play a small clip from my song called True Self. Hope you enjoy. Save me from this moment in time as I fight the battle against the demons inside. Hide me from the past so it wouldn't catch me and bring me back to the start. The song starts off portraying the difficulties an individual might be facing, or thoughts that might cross their mind. However, as the song progresses, it will start portraying the message about how despite all difficulties they might be facing, they will keep fighting and stay true to themselves. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, respected principal, supervisors, coordinators, and teachers. This is Hyunjun Bei from 9A, and today I'm going to present about what we need for aging society. Before getting to the main contents, I would like to introduce my global context and critical question. My global context is globalization and sustainability, and I took the relationship between local and global process area of global context. I chose this area because Korea is already an aging society, and many other countries are also already aging society or will soon become an aging society. My critical question is, if a person started working at 25 years old after graduating from university, and we assume that person live as long as life expectancy, how should that person prepare the life after retirement? These are some general problems caused by aging society. The decline in the working age of population, increased healthcare cost, increasing dependency ratio, and changes to the economies are some of problems caused by aging society. These are common solutions of problems caused by aging society: faced in retirement, fiscal sustainability and well-being, secure social safety nets such as pension, prepare countermeasures for life after retirement such as saving, and pre-training on the design of life after retirement. In this investigation, I'd like to focus on prepare countermeasures for life after retirement, especially about the savings. For the efficient savings, I thought it would be very good to know how much should I save for my life after retirement. Therefore, I made these two mathematical models. The first model is used for calculating total money saved during working age if you live until your nation's life expectancy. This is a simple model which simply multiplies the expected months to live after retirement with the monthly living expenses. Living expenses per month and expected retirement age will be entered by the user. The second model is used for calculating money saved each month during the working age. This is also a simple model which divides the total money saved by working period. I researched life expectancy, average living expenses, and average salary to make function and application. As you can see in the previous slide, life expectancy is used to making the mathematical model. Average living expenses and average salary will be given in application to help to think about the average living expenses they needed. These data are researched in the below websites. So this is my product and I'm going to demonstrate it. So you can select the country and you can enter expected retirement age and expected monthly living expenses. This time I'm going to choose South Korea and enter 65 years old as my expected retirement age and $2,800 as my expected monthly living expenses. And here we go. And the data and the total amount of money you have to save are given. That is the amount of money you have to save per month. Thank you for listening to my presentation. This was Hyunjun Bae from 9A.
Good morning. The topic for my exhibition is the importance and benefits of COVID-19 vaccine. A lot of people have doubts about the vaccine being harmful, and I wanted to clear that doubt. I researched on that topic, and I, as mentioned in the process journal, created an infograph. This infograph is a two-page infograph. It contains the answers to a lot of doubts that consumers have had, and it also answers a lot of critical questions like how the process of the vaccine distribution is and how the ingredients of the vaccine are. This is my infograph. Now, even though if you have taken the vaccine, you still should take precautions because the vaccination only protects you from getting seriously ill and dying from COVID-19. But for the first 14 days after getting the vaccine, you do not have significant levels of protection. Then, only after some time, it increases gradually. For a single dose vaccine, immunity will generally occur 2 days after the vaccination. And for the two-dose vaccines, both doses are needed to achieve the highest level of immunity possible. Now the question is, who should take the COVID-19 vaccine? Even if you have already had COVID-19, then too you should get the vaccine, because after the COVID-19 has passed and you have gotten some protection from it, that protection is not guaranteed to last longer. The vaccine is still not safe for the children because vaccines are usually first tested for adults. COVID-19 has been more serious and dangerous disease among older population. But now the vaccines for the adults have been determined safe, so now they are being studied for children. This is the global issue that I wanted to address in my exhibition. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karina from 9A, and today I'll be talking about the conditions of stray animals prior to and during the pandemic. I have chosen to create a video as my product and compiled interviews from local organizations to elaborate on this topic further. Here are some clips from my product.
Local organizations will elaborate more on why is there an increase of stray animals during the pandemic and what are the solutions to this problem.
Di masa pandemi ini, Natha Satwa banyak sekali menerima kasus adalah hewan-hewan yang dibuang oleh ownernya di jalanan dikarenakan ownernya sudah tidak sanggup lagi merawat atau memberikan makan.
Penyebabnya adalah kurangnya pendapatan masyarakat untuk tetap memelihara peliharaan mereka, sehingga beberapa masyarakat memutuskan untuk membuang hewan peliharaannya ke jalanan.
Mereka beranak pinak, mengganggu lingkungan, mencari makan di tempat sampah, diusir, dilempar, ditendang. Jadi saya sangat berharap pemerintah melakukan edukasi melalui media sosial seperti TV, karena itu jangkauannya lebih luas lagi.
merupakan salah satu solusi untuk mengontrol populasi. Salah satu cara untuk mengontrol populasi juga dengan cara mengadopsi. Jadi jangan membeli dari breeder karena mereka menghasilkan, jadi mereka memproduksi papi-papi. Sementara badan rescue banyak sekali merescue anjing-anjing dari jalanan.
Along with the product, I've also created a process journal. Here's what my journal looks like. In the first page of my journal, I added purpose and aim. The second page of my product, I've added a KWHL chart, which I filled before making this project and after I finished the project. The third, fourth, and fifth pages of my journal, I've added critical questions I discovered while making this product. I have then introduced COVID-19 and stray animals, what is happening to stray animals and what are the aids they're getting. Then I've made a timeline of the aids they're getting amidst the pandemic. Here are some of the aids that they've gotten. The 10th page of my journal, I've added a conclusion and solutions. The conclusion included an overall result of my research. I also added solutions to this problem. Here is a visual evidence of my research. Here's the making of my product. To start off, I researched further about my topic through various websites, and then after that, I gathered interviews from local organizations to elaborate more on this topic. Then I compiled images from my past experiences. And lastly, I compiled a series of images and video. To make my product more interesting, I've also added a voiceover where I elaborated more on the topic. At the end of my journal, I've added a reflection, what I've learned through this process and what are the challenges that I faced and how I overcame them. Last but not the least, here are some citations of my work. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mihir, and my topic for this exhibition is strategies to reduce the impact of harmful blue light. What is harmful blue light? Blue light ranges in wavelength and energy from 380 nanometers to 500 nanometers. This blue light can be categorized into three groups: violet light, blue-violet light, and blue turquoise light. Due to their high energy, violet and blue-violet light can prove to be damaging to the eye. Therefore, rays with wavelength of 380 to 455 nanometers can be considered as harmful blue light. The effect of harmful blue light on humans. High exposure of blue light can increase the risk of eye disease. Digital eye strain affects about half of all computer users. Symptoms of this disease include dry, irritated eyes, as well as blurred vision. Blue light has shown to be harmful to light-sensitive cells in the retina, and the damage it causes is similar to that of macular degeneration. This can lead to permanent vision loss. Common sources of harmful blue light around us. Sunlight is the main source of blue light. However, there are some other artificial sources of blue light, and these include electronic devices, fluorescent and LED lighting, and digital screens such as televisions, computers, smartphones, and tablets. So what are the solutions to these problems? Well, these are the following strategies. Number 1, computer lenses. Computer lenses were made to help reduce the digital eye strain. The anti-reflective coating on computer lenses helps reduce the glare that comes from the screens of devices. Glass color tinting helps increase the screen's contrast, but still making sure that it is not too harsh for the eyes. Computer lenses promote clearer vision and give the ability to look at the screen for longer periods of time. Computer glasses can be worn even without prescription. Number 2, blue light coating. Blue light coating helps to filter out the blue light from digital screens. The lenses can protect the eyes from glare and reduces damage to the retina from the exposure to blue light. A blue light coating is often found within an anti-reflective coating. Anti-reflective coating is applied to the surface of the lens to minimize glare and reflection bouncing off of it. Therefore, blue light coating helps to reduce glare, protect the eyes, and reduce damage to the retina. Number 3, photochromic lens. Photochromic lens protect the eyes from blue light as well as UV rays and darken in intense light exposure to provide comfort, reduce the glare from screens, and also reduce eye strains. The lens contains silver halide and chloride molecules that temporarily change their structure when struck by harmful light. When the structure of molecules changes at the same time, the surface of the lens darkens and therefore they adapt to environmental changes very quickly. They are available for most prescriptions. When choosing a suitable solution to reduce the impact of harmful light, I came across few options such as blogs, websites, animations, videos, and infographics to impact my target audience, which is teenagers onwards. After thorough reconsideration, I have decided to create an infographic to introduce the strategies to reduce the impact of harmful light. This is my infographic. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, respected principal, coordinators, supervisors, teachers, and everyone. Today, for my exhibition, I'll be talking about how machine learning is changing the world by enhancing healthcare, education, transport, and much more. Machine learning. What is machine learning? Machine learning is an application of artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to automatically learn and improve through experience without actually being explicitly programmed. Why machine learning? There are two reasons. First, continuous improvement. As machine learning algorithms gain experience, they keep improving in accuracy and efficiency. Second reason, deep learning. Deep learning refers to multi-layer neural networks that can learn extremely complex patterns. Applying machine learning. First, we have machine-assisted driving. Machine learning algorithms make it possible for self-driving cars to exist. They allow cars to collect data on its surroundings from cameras and other sensors, interpret it, and decide what actions to take. Second, environmental protection. Machines can store and access more data than any one person could. Third reason is the future of education. It analyzes student performance in real time and modifies teaching methods on that data. Fourth reason is enhanced healthcare. Hospitals that utilize machine learning to aid in treating patients see fewer accidents and fewer cases of hospital-related illness. Here are a few pictures of applying machine learning. So, should we pick machine learning or non-machine learning? Well, first, all machine learning uses algorithms to parse data, learn from the data, and decide an answer. As machine learning algorithms gain experience, they keep improving accuracy and efficiency. This lets them make better decisions. On the other hand, non-machine learning requires human input. Any improvements or changes require human input and manual tests by humans. To sum it up, artificial intelligence can function and work without the use of machine learning. Sometimes it's better to not use machine learning to save time and resources when developing a machine for certain tasks. Machine learning is simply an add-on to improve functionality and correct mistakes. Machine learning performs a task again and again until it finds a method to improve itself. Running a machine like this could take hours or days. Do keep in mind that it is faster than humans and to find errors no human could. Machine learning is usually applied to perform challenging tasks, not small ones. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, respective principal, supervisor, coordinator, and teachers. Today I am going to talk about the fishing net pollution in the ocean. Fishing net is used to be made from rope, but since the 1960s, they are made from nylon, a material that is much stronger and cheaper. Nylon is plastic and it does not decompose. That means that fishing nets lost in the ocean, called ghost nets, continue to catch fish for many years. Become of this, hundreds of millions of marine animals are killed or injured every year due to fishing nets pollution. Ghost nets takes 46% of the ocean pollution, making the fishing industry more responsible than plastic straw users. Ghost nets are not only damaging as waste. When the nets are active, unintended animals bycatch can become trapped in the sometimes mile-long webs of plastic. Animals can find their ways into the abandoned nets as well, becoming tangled and suffocated in the ghost gear. Many people say the marine pollution is because of the plastic straw, but plastic straw is only 0.03% pollution in the ocean. But this doesn't mean that we should not care about the pollution of the plastic straw, but the ghost net pollution is more serious in this situation. The performance of biodegradable fishing nets is not on par with nylon nets. Therefore, there is a requirement for government push to encourage the usage of biodegradable nets. This notch can be either in the form of higher taxes on nylon tax manufacturing or tax soaps on biodegradable net manufacturing. The biodegradable nets had inferior theoretical performance to the regular nets. It had lower breaking strength and were stiffer. But during actual fishing, they performed similarly to regular nylon monofilament nets and started to biodegrade after 24 months in seawater. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Rachel from the class of 9A. Today I will be presenting my exhibition product. The subject I have selected this year is visual arts. My topic today will be about mental health, specifically depression and academic insecurity. The impact I'd like my project to give others is the understanding of how mental illnesses can affect a person's mindset, especially when it goes untreated or undiagnosed. I've had selected this topic because there is not much of a discussion that goes around about this, and it is often swept under the rug and dismissed despite the dire consequences this may have on this age group and the future. So, with this opportunity I have now, I would like to bring awareness to the issue and hopefully be able to convince others how mental health should not be taken lightly. Why would teenagers consider suicide? Suicide is the third leading cause of death for those aged 15 to 24 years old, according to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Suicide among teens often happen after a stressful life event, problems at school, or a death of a beloved one, etc. Suicidal teens, or teens that do unfortunately suffer from mental illnesses, tend to engage in risk-taking behaviors, giving away possessions and having a hard time concentrating on things. They often lose interest in school and academics along with their favorite activities and hobbies. So with all of this in mind, I've decided to create an artwork that I believe will bring awareness to this topic. I think I've made the right choice selecting this certain medium because I will be able to express this topic without limitations. The following slides will include my initial drafts and sketches, final products, and the analysis of the artwork. Final product. For this context, the text we see on this product was inspired by an artwork my teacher had shown in GMIS a week ago. These texts in the bubbles were popular phrases often said before suicide. They often go unnoticed as they hold two different meanings and are often misunderstood as a strong dislike for a current inconvenience or an issue that a person is facing, not a life or death situation. Those self-depreciating texts represent one of the top causes of depression as well, known as low self-esteem. I've chosen to use these symbols because I found them interesting to work with and believe they complemented each other in a way. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Welcome. Today I will present my product, which is a presentation on the topic of the usage of heavy metals in marine paint and its effects on the environment. So first, we have to understand what heavy metals are. Heavy metals are metals that have a high density and is toxic in low concentrations. This includes mercury, lead, copper, cadmium, arsenic, and more. There are various ways in which heavy metals can end up in the ocean. For example, an untreated industrial waste or natural hydrothermal vents. But marine paint is also another source of heavy metals ending up in the ocean. So why would marine paint contain heavy metals? Marine paint are the paints that are applied on boats to prevent them from rusting. But rusting isn't the only threat. Fouling organisms such as macroalgae, barnacles, and mussels can grow on the ships and damage it or create a layer of unwanted material that will cause more friction, therefore use more fuel. As a result, ship companies use heavy metals in their paint to prevent these fouling organisms from growing, as heavy metals are very toxic at low concentrations. But once in the ocean, where do the heavy metals go? Small fish and krill often end up getting heavy metals in their body through absorption through the gills. The heavy metals will stay in their body until they get eaten or die. If they get eaten, the heavy metals will accumulate in the larger fish's body. Then if that fish gets eaten, the heavy metal will go up the food chain and so on. This process is known as bioaccumulation. But larger fish are at more risk here as they need to eat more fishes in order to survive. As a result, higher concentrations of heavy metals are often found in larger fishes. But how does it impact us? Humans eat a lot of fish. It can be likely that fish we eat contains heavy metals and therefore enter our bodies. If, however, we get heavy metal poisoning, symptoms include diarrhea, headaches, chills, weakness, and more. Children are most vulnerable here, as their brain is still developing and heavy metals are known to cause serious brain damage. Obviously, prevention is key to be safe from heavy metals, but if infected, chelation therapy is the main treatment. It works by injecting a substance into the bloodstream that binds all metals and eliminates it through the kidney. Alternatives to heavy metals as paint additives are yet to be discovered. However, there are alternatives to the paint altogether. Through a process known as sacrificial protection, it is possible to keep steel from rusting and prevent fouling organisms from growing. A zinc coating is sacrificed. The zinc will react instead of the iron, forming zinc oxide which prevents the steel beneath from rusting. Zinc oxide has anti-fouling properties too, and though it is a heavy metal, it isn't toxic. So then why don't ship companies switch to using zinc coatings instead of anti-fouling paint? Well, it is way more expensive than anti-fouling paint, which means that ship companies will see a huge fall in their net profits if they were to switch. Therefore, they will keep using anti-fouling paint.
Hello, my name is Ushan from grade 9A. Today I want to talk about the effect of social media. First of all, what is social media? Social media is a platform in forms such as website or applications. They are mostly used to share information or content faster than other platforms, such as from television or from newspaper. It refers to any communication tool via the internet and allows people to engage with other people online in public. Some examples are like Twitter and Instagram. Twitter is made for sharing messages, while Instagram is more to photos and videos. Problem. Over the last decade, checking and scanning social media has become a very routine daily trend. Teenagers make up the vast majority of social media users. Nevertheless, there's a small number of people who are addicted to social media and social networking, and their constant use is harmful to their mental health. Why I chose this topic? I chose this topic due to its severity and impact to people. Also to spread more awareness to other people because a lot of people has this problem but doesn't know how to solve it. Effects. Social media addiction has some serious effects that can't be taken for granted. It's similar to other substance use disorder, which includes mood swing, an undesirable emotion and physical symptom when there is no access to social media and going back to their habit of overuse of social media after an absence of social media. While going through social media platforms, some people may see a post by another person that has a great job or a beautiful home and feel happy or inspired by that person. Other people, however, may see these pictures and feel jealous, depressed, or worse, even feel like committing suicide because their own life is not as perfect as those that they see on social media. How it affects the brain. Dopamine is an important brain chemical that affects your mood and feelings of reward and motivation. Dopamine is released in a pleasurable condition such as from positive comments, likes, and shares on social media, and it drives people to search out for more pleasurable activities. It triggers the same reaction in the brain as drug and alcohol addiction does. An example is when a person posts a picture and gets positive feedback, it stimulates the brain to release dopamine, which the brain receives it as a reward, and that behavior sustains the social media habit. Solution. I found a solution and it's called social media detox. And my product will be a poster that helps people reduce the addiction of social media and reduce the time spent screen time on social media by doing program which is the social media detox. It is technically a break and totally remove the use of all social media for a period of time. The time period is 7 days. It is really beneficial for people who uses social media, especially people who has excessive use of social media. Some of the benefits of the detox are such as 1. Reduce anxiety. 2. Decrease feelings of FOMO or fear of missing out. 3. Better and deeper sleep. 4. Increase productivity. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Good morning, respected principal, supervisors, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. My name is Sahish Jain of 9A. Today I'm going to be talking about setting up a DIY gaming console to cope up with mental illness. So first let's talk about what is mental illness. Mental illness or mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Mental health can affect daily living, relationships, and physical health. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. According to the WHO, 1 out of 10 people in the world will be affected by a mental or neurological disorder at some point in their lives. In 2019, around 450 million people suffered from such conditions and placed mental disorders among the leading causes of ill health and disability worldwide. In the status quo, though, the numbers have risen. More people have become victims of mental illness. A recent study shows that during the pandemic, 4 out of 10 young adults aged 16 to 24 had reported symptoms of anxiety and depression. That's up from 1 in 10 young adults who had reported mental illness symptoms back in 2019. Many young adults are reporting negative impacts on their mental health and well-being, such as difficulty sleeping or eating and worsening chronic conditions, all due to worry and stress over the coronavirus and other life problems. What are the causes of mental illness? Life experiences such as trauma or abuse, staying bored at home, worry and stress over coronavirus, and having few friends and feeling lonely or isolated. These are the main causes of mental illness. What are the ways to cope with mental illness? Here's what you can do. Watch something of your preferred genre on Netflix or YouTube, play some video games, do something you're good at, learn something new online, for example coding, digital drawing, or making YouTube videos, and do some DIY projects. For today's exhibition, I'm going to be making a DIY gaming console that can play thousands of retro games. So for this you will need a Raspberry Pi 4 or 3, a power adapter, an HDMI cable, an SD card, a monitor or TV, a mouse and keyboard, and a laptop. I'm going to start by going to this link. I'm going to download the operating system from my Raspberry Pi model. So I have a Raspberry Pi 3. I'm going to let the file download, and I'm going to go to balena.io/etcher. I'm going to download this software so I can select the image and flash it onto my SD card. I'm going to plug in my SD card to my laptop. I'm going to open up Etcher. I'm going to select the image, select the file that I just downloaded on internet. This is the operating system from my Raspberry Pi, and I'm going to click Flash. Once this is done, I'm going to plug in the SD card to my Raspberry Pi, and the operating system for the gaming should load up. Once everything is set up, just configure your controls, click on the game you like to play, and enjoy. If you don't have the ability to set this up, you can always do one of the ways to cope up with mental illness talked about back in Slide 4. Hope you stay safe and have wonderful years ahead. Thank you.
Greetings, I am Seong from 9A. I am here to introduce the technology that can potentially overcome the inefficiency of livestock farming, thus helping out the gas emissions problems which causes the global warming and environmental problems. This technology is called cultured meat or lab-grown meat to be more intuitive. Cultured meat is meat produced by cell culture, which means to grow cells under controlled conditions. The purpose of creating cultured meat is to replace the traditional meat which has problems, such as environmental and ethical problems. Creating cultured meat differs from product to product, but it is mainly stem cells being muscle cells, and because the stem cells has potential to become any specialized cells. Once the cell lines are established, they are kept in a culture media in order to proliferate. The proliferate will provide all the necessary nutrients, and these cells will be seeded to scaffolds, and they will be placed inside bioreactors, making cell growth and specialization occur. Fermentation will occur afterwards. The upsides of the culture meat is that it can expect lesser greenhouse gas emissions by 90%, and it can reduce energy uses by 45%. We need only 1% of the land and 2% of the water to produce same amount of meat compared to traditional meat. And the pros are more, which is that we do not face ethical problems eating cultured meat. And the crops used to feed animals can be saved. There are downsides, is that it consumes too much time and money, and since because of that, the products are very expensive, and the taste is not comparable compared to the traditional meat. And due to technological limits, it needs to slaughter animals to collect FPS to produce cultured meat. And people and countries who relies on the livestock industry will have a bad time. And these are the sources that I have documented. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Suresh, and today I'll be discussing about electricity wastage. What are the effects of electricity wastage? Excess fossil fuels must be burned because fossil fuels are one of the main sources of electricity. This causes problems like global warming. Hydroelectric power plant, though does not cause problems like global warming, also has an impact on the environment. Hydroelectric power plant prevents the migration of fishes during their different life cycle processes. It also causes buildup of the sediments, which ruins the surrounding waters. Why did I come up with this topic? I came up with this topic because many people don't realize this issue. Even if some people do, they ignore it. This causes problems like global warming and many people not being able to pay electricity bills on time. Some solutions. Some of the most common solutions include turn off the light when not in use solar panels, energy efficient appliances. However, the problem with these solutions is that they're not very efficient. Solar panels can only produce so much electricity. So we may not use electricity to run all of our appliances at one time when using a solar panel compared to using fossil fuels. So to tackle this problem, I've come up with another solution. Nowadays, most homes have air conditioners and water heaters. The air conditioners produce hot air which is never used. What if we can use this hot air to heat the water in the tanks? How will all of this work? In normal air conditioners, there is a fan in the condenser, which takes the hot air out. If we replace this fan with a water heater, we should be able to heat the water. The air from the compressor of the air conditioner will travel in a coil that is wrapped around the tank, which heats the water in the tank. After this, the refrigerant turns into liquid. The refrigerant then goes into the evaporator of the air conditioner. This liquid will turn into gas as it absorbs the heat from the room. The liquid will then enter the compressor of the air conditioner, and the whole cycle will repeat again. How do I let everyone know about my solution? After finding my solution, I need to find a way to let everyone know about it. It needs to be very easy so everyone can understand, and it needs to cope up with modern times. So I decided to do an animation. Animation is in the form of video. We can easily share it to people, and nowadays most people have mobile phones. So this enables them to view the video themselves. Thank you.
Good morning, dear principals, supervisors, coordinators, teachers, and friends. Today, for the Grade 9 exhibition, I, Vanessa, will present a solution that I have designed based on the global context, fairness, and development for access to equal opportunities. Homelessness is a side effect of poverty that happens due to the lack of low-cost housing, especially in urban areas, unemployment, mental illness, family or relationship breakdowns, and addiction. According to a report by Yale, about 2% of the world's population are homeless, and about 55% are concentrated in urban centers. It is important for us to bring solutions for this issue because it puts people experiencing homelessness at risk as they experience physical and verbal abuse, theft and vandalism of their belongings, and are prone to the elements such as temperature and weather, and any trauma experienced can trigger underlying mental illnesses. Based on the background research I had done towards the solution, some of the solutions that were deemed effective in New York City involved the provision of housing in some sort of way. And that is how I came up to the solution that I should make a temporary home, otherwise known as a transitional home. Here are a collage of my peers' take on it, and due to it, I decided to make the home compact since the majority of the homeless population resides in urban areas where the land costs are high. Additionally, I decided to use a simulation software called The Sims 4 to create the solution. This is the initial draft of the design that was scored the best amongst the other two designs. However, there were some changes made in the final solution. Here is also a glimpse of the creation process. This is the common room, including the living room, kitchen, and bedroom. This is the bathroom, which includes the shower, sink, toilet, and the washer-dryer combo. This is a closer look on it. This is the exterior of the tiny home. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Victoria Azunjian, and I'll be talking about the dangers of improper mass disposal. The coronavirus pandemic has been a paramount issue since March 2020. What we already know is that the COVID-19 is a deadly virus that killed billions of people, and hence we should be consistent with wearing a mask whenever we go outside. At this juncture, using a proper surgical mask has been an everyday necessity. Consequently, the production and usage of masks has drastically increased. But where do they dispose of it? Are surgical masks biodegradable? Are there safety precautions taken by people taking care of our masks? It is a fact that the coronavirus pandemic has caused and still continuing to cause a toll on the environment. In this presentation, I'll be talking about how does the improper mass disposal affect the environment and the community handling the waste. What is mass pollution? When single-use mask is not properly disposed, it is scattered as pollution in the environment, whether in the ocean, streets, or any bodies of land and water. Disposable masks are not biodegradable as they often contain plastic polypropylene, a fossil fuel-derived plastic that can take hundreds of years to break down. A mask can take up to 450 years to decompose. The picture on the left was collected on the 6th of September 2020 in the Netherlands, which shows a nest of common coop partly built with face masks and gloves. The picture on the right shows the first victim of mass pollution, an American robin entangled in a face mask in Canada. Why can't we just wear reusable masks such as cloth masks? From the experiment conducted by CDC, it has concluded that wearing a cloth mask alone only blocked 51.4% of the particles from a simulated cough, whereas a knotted and taut surgical mask can block up to 77% particles. Human activities is affecting our oceans more than ever. The effect of COVID-19 waste has left a great toll on marine life and ocean bodies. This research has found that the world risks having more masks than jellyfish in the ocean in the near future due to the consequence of producing billions of surgical masks or any type of coronavirus-related waste and not disposing them properly. Marine species often mistake plastic waste for prey and ingest or are entangled by plastic debris, which causes severe injuries and deaths. Improper mass treatment of corona waste poses a serious risk of disease transmission to waste pickers, wasteworkers, health workers, patients, and the community in general through the exposure to infectious agents. Poor management of waste emits harmful contaminants to society. However, contaminants of highly contagious agents such as the COVID-19 virus has created enormous instability in healthcare waste handling because of its contagious nature. Several countries have adopted safety measures to combat this contamination and manage healthcare waste. However, these measures are insufficient and vary depending on the context of the country. On the right shows Indonesia taking a step to decrease the environmental toll on the COVID-19 pandemic by building a storage room designated for infectious waste. Environmental groups say one of the main solutions to this problem is to ensure that the public is made aware of the correct way to dispose of single-use masks, so that instead of masks and gloves ending up on the street and then into the ocean, they are immediately thrown in bins for residual waste or, as happened in hospital, incinerated. Hence, I made an interactive poster as my product, which includes illustration as well as concise description for every step. I believe that a poster is an exemplary medium to create awareness as it is more exposed to our daily lives. Thank you. Hi, I am Yoonjung from 9A, and I will be talking about dental restoration. First of all, I would like to tell you how I came up with the global issues, which is the public health and the topic dental restoration. Health has always been a global problem since the beginning, but during the quarantine, I have been able to focus on the various causes of an unhealthy lifestyle. The main causes of health problems are malnutrition and unbalanced diet. And I have come to observe that every cause of health problems comes with the way we eat. We all know that teeth are the start of every digestion. So I thought if teeth become weakened or decayed, then we will start to be unhealthy due to difficulties to take food. And this made me think that having weak or decayed teeth will be a problem to one's public health. So I created the solution of dental restoration to the global issue of public health. Dental restoration uses various dental procedures used to restore the missing decayed tooth. Some examples are filing, crown, bridge, dentures, and implants. This dental restoration uses similar dental substances such as porcelain, silver amalgam, which contains silver, composite created from plastic and resins, glass ionomer made from a mix of glass and acrylic, and lastly gold. In filing, dentists remove the small, decayed part of the teeth on enamel and fill it with the substances to cover. Crown is used when most enamel are damaged and need to be replaced. In denture and bridge, more than one teeth are replaced, but bridge is more natural looking. Implant is more like a surgery, replacing the whole natural tooth with artificial ones. All of these dental substances are strong, biocompatible, and wear resistant. From this, I choose the easiest and commonly used choice, which is the crown and the substance used, the dental porcelain. The reason why I choose porcelain is due to the aesthetic. It is the only substance that gives the natural color of the teeth. The components of the porcelains are silica dioxide, glass modifier, which are sodium, potassium, and calcium, feldspar that consists of potassium, aluminum, silicon, boric oxide, and pigments which allows its characteristics. Now I'm going to my process journal. The first part, I demonstrated the identification of the problem, which is the public health, the target audience who are elders, 50 and above, and the solution to the problem, which is the dental restoration. My global context is identities and relationship. Then, the critical questions to both primary and secondary research. Then, my analysis of relevant research. The planning, then the process with pictures to show evidence. Lastly, my conclusions, in which I concluded that my product had been met with my solution and problem, and my reflection and bibliography. Thank you.
各位老师、各位同学，大家好，我是久违的 Andy。我的报告是关于日本核废水的排放。这份报告的全球背景是全球化和可持续发展。这项议题让我思考一个国家的环境政策对世界的影响有多远。日本福岛核灾10年后，日本政府宣布将把受放射性物质污染的废水稀释，2年后排放进入太平洋。此举引发亚洲国家强烈反弹，包含中国、韩国以及国际环保组织都强烈抨击日本决定。核废水主要有3个来源：反应堆原有的冷却剂，事故后未持续冷却堆芯而注入的水，大量渗入反应堆的地下水以及雨水。发生辐射泄漏后，为控制反应堆温度，需要持续注水进行冷却降温，而且由于福岛核电站临海，地势低，地下水和雨水不断渗入，这样核废水就变得越来越多。从图中可见，放射性物质会随着时间扩散，进而蔓延至全球海洋。绿色和平组织核专家指出，日核废水所含碳十4在数千年内都存在危险，并可能导致基因损害。
由此可见，一个国家的环境政策效果在短期内可能对自己国家产生影响，长期数十年下来会影响到其他国家甚至全世界。对于如何处置核废水，生态环境部核与辐射安全中心认为，日本政府应采用去污因子高的废水处理技术和装置，对超标核数进一步优化处理，尽可能降低处理后废水中放射性核素含量，研究氚的处理技术并及时公开研究进展和成果，如有可行技术应立即用于废水中的氚的处理。这是我的思维图、时间安排和研究过程。这是我的资料来源。谢谢大家。
Grade 9A. I'm going through your topics for your annual exhibition. It covers a wide spectrum of topics. Impressed, indeed. I'm impressed. I congratulate your class teacher, Miss Nini Edison, and all your subject teachers, your supervisors, your coordinators, and your parents. Aditya Anish Nair, your topic, impact of cigarette butts on the environment. It is indeed a micro topic, but it indeed does have a huge impact because cigarette butts are non-biodegradable. I appreciate your work, Aditya, and your suggestions will go a long way in making our environment better. Adonis Barua, importance of editing. Yes, editing. We have editing for books, magazines, films, presentations. It's a huge topic, and it does play a very important role in making things better. Adonis, congratulations. Orko Sanigrahi, mental health during pandemic. Yes, this pandemic is having a lot of stress, causing a lot of stress on the minds and health of people. I do agree with you. Because the humanity has never faced such a situation. But then, Orko, as they say, every dark cloud has a silver lining. Look at the other side of it. Let's try to adapt ourselves to this new normal of living indoors, living at home. And I'm sure, Orko, you have given some good suggestions there. And I'd like to add that find joy in effort. Exercise, read, relax, discuss with family, and with technology, go and talk to your friends. Have Zoom meetings. By the grace of God, sure, life will return to normal soon. Beyonce, oppression of self-expression. Indeed, it is a human right to express your views and your views which are positive, which are helpful for making life and humanity better, should always be welcome. But certain forces, certain regimes try to stop people from expressing their views. that becomes a human rights issue also, Biancy. It's a very nice topic, very nice topic. To make this world a better place, we should encourage self-expression. Brian Liu, QR code for easy payment. Yes, QR. Yes, QR code was invented, I know, by a Japanese. Quick response. And it is, well, moving with times, technology. The world is changing, Brian, I agree. And we have to keep pace with it. So you boys and girls, keep learning. Keep improving your technological skills. Artificial intelligence, augmented reality. Every day you are learning. Dia Lalwani, you're dealing with a medical issue. Anemia in young people caused by poor food choices. Yes, Dia. Yes, young people sometimes just do not exercise good health because their food choices are very poor, not balanced, leading to poor health and anemia. So Dia, it's a very good topic and I'm sure it will help many people. Francis Chahana, practical plan to reduce and reuse. Yes, scientists are discovering new ways of utilizing especially plastics. And Francis, your suggestion that we should reduce and reuse also helps in making, well, the climate better. You'll be surprised what I'm saying. Yes, Francis, global warming will be reduced if we reduce and reuse things. Very good topic. Grace Lopez, self-perception through music, is it? How you see yourself, perceiving, thinking, interpreting. That can be achieved, of course. And your topic music is commendable. Hyun Jun Bae, you have come to maths. Mathematical function used in life plan. Hyun Jun Bae, mathematics is indeed a very vital subject. A very vital subject. In fact, it comes down to the basics that it is the mother of all learning. So Hyun, I congratulate you for choosing this topic. Mathematics is very important. And boys and girls, you can become masters of mathematics with diligence diligence and curiosity to find solutions. Ishita Gupta, importance and benefits of COVID-19 vaccines. Yes, indeed. COVID-19 vaccines are indeed a blessing as they will reduce this pandemic and eventually bring it to an end. And Ishita, nice topic. And Ishita, I hope you have motivated scientists to even discover more vaccines for young people to make this world safe. Very nice topic. Karina, care for stray dogs and cats in cities. What a nice humanistic topic. We have to take care of stray dogs and cats. Karina, God bless you for choosing such a wonderful topic. It will make this world and human beings better if we take care and receive blessings from God. Indeed a wonderful topic, and I hope many people start looking at your topic and start caring for stray animals. Mihir, you said strategies to reduce impact of blue light and ultraviolet rays. Yes, with growing technology, eyes are glued on screens, and the blue light and ultraviolet rays do affect our health and vision. So, Mihir, thank you for choosing a wonderful topic, and the guidelines you give will help everyone. Minjia Huang, Artificial Intelligence in Daily Life. Indeed, it's a world which is changing 21st century. Artificial intelligence is playing a major role. And I want all of you to develop your skills in this direction, along with solid character. Don't forget that, and good health. Park Yong Jae, you chose the topic real life applications of quadratic functions, mathematics in play. And mathematics, I told you, is the mother of all learning, mother of all business. And it's a very important topic. Quadratic functions. Motivating indeed. Rachel Ivan, teen mental health. It is your research on mental health of teenagers is commendable. Sometimes teenagers go astray. More guidance is needed from parents and teachers, and more reflection. Thank you, Rachel, for that wonderful topic. Reynard Johari, impact of heavy metals in paints. Yes, this is another topic which people don't realize. But the heavy metals put in some paints have a negative impact. Yes, Reynard, wonderful topic. And it sheds light on so many things, issues of heavy metals damage which can spoil our health. And Roshan Daswani, social media and mental well-being. Well, 21st century, social media has become a way of life, but critical thinking is very important. Analysis. Don't be naive when using social media. Don't be naive. That's what Roshan Daswani is trying to tell us. We have to be very careful and not be misled and not be addicted. Use it intelligently. And Saharsh, do it yourself. Mini PCs and gaming console. Technology. Artificial intelligence. Yes, Saharsh, that's the way to go. The future is in artificial intelligence and learning and developing and doing things yourself. And well done. That's a good topic. Seong, alternative for meat. Yes, Seong, meat means animals, and animals means the environment, and it's a full cycle. So Seong, I hope your research on your topic sheds more light and makes this world a better place. T. Hiresh Jishnu, heating water using heat released by AC. Recycling. Oh, this is a new topic, new way of looking at things. Heating water using heat released by AC. All right. Hiresh Jishnu, we look forward to your suggestions, and I'm sure they will help the world to become less energy dependent and give us alternatives. And Vanessa Shai, temporary home pods for the homeless. Yes, such a nice thought. It is surprising that even developed nations like Japan and US and others, there are so many homeless people. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. And now, if some place for them is found for them where they can sleep and take rest in temporary home pods, what a nice idea, Vanessa. I hope it takes more discussion and thinking by leaders so that we can take care for the lesser privileged. Victoria Evelyn, surgical masks, proper use and disposal. Yes, how to use surgical masks properly so that they serve their purpose. Cover our nose and mouth, and they shouldn't be worn incorrectly. Yes, I totally agree with you, Victoria. And then comes the disposal. After we have used the surgical masks, how we should dispose them, not just throw them here and there so that they harm the sea life, and misuse can be also there. So Victoria, very, very up to the time topic. Well done. Well done. Yun Jeong Jang, dental porcelain. A very specific medical topic. Yun Jeong, I congratulate you for choosing this topic and shedding more light on this lesser known topic, lesser known scientific approach of dental porcelain. I congratulate you. And Win Jin Xiao, space research. Future. The future. There's so much to find out from space. And it is an open topic involving a lot of collaborative working, a lot of technology, a lot of artificial intelligence, and it's a huge topic. Lin Jin Xiao, I congratulate you. So grade 9A students, I am very impressed by the research and investigations you've done in your wide spectrum of topics. That's the way to go. At this age you're doing this research, and carry on the way, and the day is not far when you will actually be doing real life researches on topics concerning this world to make it a better place. Well done, grade 9A, well done, congratulations.